Hello and welcome back to TDI Talks, where we speak today to the people that are building the insurance industry of tomorrow. I'm Pádraig Floyd, and today I'm joined by Rajat Sharma, Global Head of Sales and Strategy, and Ken Slevin, Global Head of Digital Marketing and Head of Innovation at eBaoTech. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
Hello, Pádraig. Thanks for having us here. Pleasure to be here.
Hello, Pádraig. Thanks, and great to be here.
First question is, what are the key challenges that your clients are facing in the current environment?
There are three key challenges that we see in the insurance industry right now, and that's a problem that we are trying to solve. And that's what we do as part of the organization. So we see them as three V's. We call them as three V's as challenges. So the first challenge is volume. People are looking at driving huge volumes when this comes to insurance industry because they're trying to compete with the likes of internet companies, right? So that is where volume is very important. Second is velocity. So insurance companies today want to launch product at the speed of light, right? So if they envision a product, they want to bring this to market as soon as possible with the minimum cost, with the minimum amount of time that is possible. So hence velocity of launching products, of connecting channels is of utmost importance. That is a big challenge that most of the insurers today face. Third V is variation. And that is where moving away from traditional products, insurance wants to test and try out different type of products, right? So they want to try out different types of bite and sachet type of products. So there are requirements from a market perspective of launching new products, maybe on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, depending on the market, depending on the customer type. So that is where variation is very important. So these three V's is a very big challenge that this industry faces as a whole. And they're facing this huge competition from a lot of these internet digital companies, which are born with the mindset of these three V's and kind of ingrained into their whole DNA. So that is a challenge that we see, and that is something that we are also trying to solve through our platform.
Tell us a bit more about eBaoTech and what it is you do.
So we are a 20-year-old organization, and we came to life as one of the first Java browser-based platforms. We disrupted the technologies 20 years back. And since then, we've been disrupting the technology all over again. So over the past 20 years, we've kind of acquired around 200 plus customers. And it was last 5 years back when we decided that we need to bring this disruption back again into the market. And that is where we kind of disrupted ourselves inside out. And that is where we came out with a platform called InsureMO, which is an open API middle office platform, which essentially is to drive middle office proposition for the insurance market. And from then till now, I think it's been a very exciting journey for us. So as I said, last 20 years took us to acquire around 200 customers. And last 5 years alone, we've added 200 net new customers. And these are not just carriers. These are e-commerce companies. These are auto dealer manufacturers. These are banks. These are payment wallets. So every single industry that has a cent to sell on the insurance as a use case, we are now working with them. And our vision is to kind of become an industry middleware and work with thousands of these players out there in the market. That is what we are trying our vision towards.
What are these four key pillars that inform everything you do? Can you tell us more about those?
Absolutely. So as Rajat mentioned, eBaoTech is a 20-year-old company. And what we've done as part of our new platform, InsureMO, is we've essentially taken two key aspects of our 20-year-old journey. The first one being our experience in product implementation and development across general life and health. We now have a digital insurance product library that composes hundreds of products and thousands of variations or SKUs to those products. Within those, we have a number of components, including fields and coverages, discount tables, clauses, and those components are used to essentially build up those products. So that's the first key pillar, and we see that as a major drive for insurers not having to necessarily translate their business requirements into digital requirements. eBaoTech already provide that out of the box within the InsureMO platform. The second pillar is our insurance services. And what we have done here is we've essentially taken our traditional core monolithic platforms and we've broken those down into microservices and APIs that are available now as an open platform to allow insurers, insurance distributors, and new e-commerce players to actually build up their own insurance platform and create journeys and user experiences that are specific to the strategy and the innovation that they are looking to provide. The third key pillar is our non-insurance services, and this is a very exciting area of development for eBaoTech, whereby we are bringing on many partners that actually have their own innovations and their own offerings from a digital and a technology perspective into the insurance market, and they can now register their products and APIs on the platform and make those available to the thousands of eBaoTech InsureMO customers that we'll be using. And our fourth pillar is traditionally used by, I suppose, technology departments, whereby they're looking to register and create APIs. They are looking to potentially deploy full applications. They're also looking to manage the tenants that are using those APIs, third-party distributors or agents, brokers. And also, they're looking to have full cloud deployment and usage capability. So eBaoTech actually has partners with the very large cloud providers such as Amazon, Azure, IBM, and AliCloud. So we have all of our application deployment are fully backed by those. So the full CI/CD and DevOps capability is available out of the box within InsureMO. And across those four pillars, insurance companies can now use the product development, the insurance services, the partners, and the full DevOps IT control capability to essentially build and compile full applications using their own user experiences and workflows.
Now, how is your model changing and or challenging the market?
The model itself is a huge change for the insurance industry, because as we know, insurance of all the financial services industries, whether you look at bank, capital markets, or other financial services, insurance has been very stagnant in terms of change. There's been a lot of legacy. There's been a lot of comfort in terms of change. So people were running on AS400 based systems, mainframe based large systems. So that itself is a huge mindset change for them to kind of open this up and share data, share APIs, and work with channel partners and ecosystems and other internet companies. So that itself is a huge change in mindset. And when we kind of launched InsureMO, which is a middle office platform, it took us a lot of time to convince people to explore and adopt the platform in various use cases and shapes and forms. So those itself, brought in a lot of resistance from the industry. So we ourselves as an organization have been changing a lot. We are transforming ourselves from a typical product company to a more internet mindset company. So we are right now a platform, purely a platform-based company where we are building open APIs, we are creating marketplaces. So it's like an app store for the insurance industry. So you can understand, there's a huge change which is coming within the organization, within eBaoTech itself, and that change itself is leading us to change the overall insurance industry as well, and that drives a huge mindset change. So yes, that is the kind of change that we are exploring right now in the market.
In addition, we see two very exciting areas where the insurance market will change. The first one is that traditionally insurers have hired millions of staff to support self-service or the service of insurance policies. And through API and full lifecycle capability, insurance companies now have the ability to build self-service apps and fulfillment, not just in traditional retail insurance, but also for commercial insurance. The second big change we see is where insurers are not necessarily as focused in terms of providing the portals for their agents and their brokers to use. And that's through API enablement and distribution. The brokers and agents actually have the ability to create their own user experiences and workflow.
So where do you see eBaoTech and the market in general in 5 years' time?
So we feel that the market obviously is going through a massive change. And there are a few factors. One obviously is the channel side, which is driving huge amount of volumes. There's innovation on the product side. So we see a lot of bite-sized sachet kind of products right now coming in. But the fact of the matter also is that, in the short term, we are not seeing a huge flip over from the traditional to these, digital side of products and channels driving huge balance sheets. But because the fact is, bite-size and sachets, these are products which are driving, which is now real. But the fact is, they're not giving healthy balance sheets. We're not hearing about companies which are, driving healthy balance sheets out of these products. So in short term, we still see that traditional products are going to gain a fair bit of traction. So right now, if you see 90-20 is a kind of split. Long term, we see that this will flip over, and we'll see a lot of innovation happening on the digital side. A lot of real volumes, and real customer transactions getting embedded as part of the whole transaction. So insurance will become more embedded as things move along, right? So we are already seeing auto industry going through that change. We've seen healthcare going through that amount of embedded connected insurance theme this year. Commercial insurance is now picking up with IoT and getting mainstream. So in the long term, we see that insurance will be more API enabled. It will be more connected, will be more embedded as part of the consumer buying transactions. So that is where we are kind of betting against that change, and that is where all our platform APIs or products that we are offering to the market is aligned to that change which is happening in the market.
Well, Rajat and Ken, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having us here. It was a pleasure.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Pádraig. Lovely to speak with you today.
And that just leaves me to thank all of you for watching. I hope you can join me again soon for another TDI Talks. Goodbye now.